Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abarenov, and I'm doing an industry analysis for my Finance 451 class taught by Dr. John Cresson. The objective of my project is to analyze 10 companies, 5 from the brewery industry and 5 from the express courier service industry. And I will be using the most recent 5 years, 2009 to 2013. I'll be using financial ratios to analyze my companies, and I'll choose the best company from each industry, and then after choosing the best company from each industry, I will figure out which company is the best overall. Carrying forward, the industries I'm analyzing first will be the brewery industry, and my companies underneath that industry would be SABMiller, Heineken, Ambev, Grupo Modelo, and Anheuser-Busch. The other industry is the express courier service industry, and those companies underneath it would be FedEx, Toll Holdings, Douche Post, United Parcel Service, and TNT Express. My first company I'll be analyzing is SABMiller. Its current ratio is below 1. Which is actually at 0.65, and that means that for every dollar of liabilities, it's generating 65 cents of assets. Its leverage is average, about 2.18, which is average for that industry. Can it pay its creditors? Yes, it can. Its asset turnover ratio is 0.31, so that means for every dollar of assets, it generates about 31 cents in revenue to pay its creditors. Is it profitable? Yes and no. Yes and no. No, mainly because its EVA is negative. Yes, though, because its profit margin is positive, its ROA is positive, its ROE is also positive. And its enterprise value is average at about 101,000, but that's in millions. Next company I have to analyze is Grupo Modelo. Its current ratio is above 1. It's actually at 5.01, which is the highest in its industry. So that, once again, that means for every dollar of liabilities, it's got $5 and a penny in assets. Its leverage is low, below 2, 1.32 to be exact. Can it pay its creditors? Yes, it can. Is it profitable? Yes, it is. It's actually really profitable. Its profit margin, as you can see, is 54.75 in the last year, and that means for every dollar in sales, it keeps about 54.75% in earnings. More so, its ROA, which is 30.56, that's really high. That means it generates about 30.56% in total assets. Furthermore, its ROE is 40.3, so that also means that it generates about 40.3 cents of profit for every $1 of shareholder equity. Its EVA is positive and its enterprise value is low though. My next company is Heineken. Its current ratio is below 1. Its leverage is really high though. It's the highest in the industry. It's at 3.0. Can it pay its creditors? It can. Once again, its asset turnover ratio is at 0.55. Is it profitable? Yes and no. No, mainly because its EVA is negative. Right here, negative 345.8, but that's in millions. And its enterprise value is low though. My next company is Ambev. Its current ratio is above 1.0. Its leverage is average. It falls at about 1.92. It can pay its creditors. Is it profitable? Yes, it is again. Its profit margin is positive, its ROA is positive, its ROE is also positive, right? Its EVA is positive, 6,026, that's in millions, and its enterprise value is above average, which is a pretty good thing. My next company is Anheuser-Busch. Its current ratio, surprisingly, is below 1. Its leverage is high though. It's almost, it's the second highest. It's at 2.89 in the industry. Anheuser-Busch can pay its creditors. It is profitable. Its EVA is positive, and its enterprise value is high. The highest in the industry, as a matter of fact, at 215, 396.8, and that number is in millions. The top brewery company overall would be Grupo Modelo. Why? Because it has the highest current ratio. It's really liquid. It's at about 5.01. It has the highest asset turnover ratio, which is at 0.56. It has the highest profit margin, which is at 54.75. It has the highest ROA, which is at 30.56, and the highest ROE, which is at 40.30. Carrying forward to our next industry, we have FedEx. Its current ratio is above 1. It's at 1.96. Its leverage ratio is low. It falls at 1.98. Compared to the industry, that's pretty low. The question, can it pay its creditors? Yes, it can. Its asset turnover is 1.40, which means basically for every dollar of asset it generates, about $1.40 in revenue, which is pretty good. Is it profitable? Yes, it is. The one thing I don't like about FedEx is that its EVA is negative. That actually surprised me when I saw that. But its enterprise value is above average. The next company I have is Deutsche Post, which is it has a current ratio above 1. It's at 1.02. Its leverage is average, falls at about 3.67. That's average in the industry. Can it pay its creditors? Yes, it can. Is it profitable? Yes, it is. Its EVA is positive, and its enterprise value is average compared to the rest of the industry. Furthermore, we have United Parcel Service. Its current ratio is above 1.0. Its leverage is high. It's actually the highest in the industry at 6.75. Can it pay its creditors? Yes, it can. Its asset turnover is actually at 1.48. Is it profitable? Yes, it is. And its EVA is positive, which is always a good thing. I believe it is the highest in this industry also, and its enterprise value is high, the highest in the industry as well. My next company is Toll Holdings. Its current ratio is below 1. Its leverage is average. Can it pay its creditors? Once again, yes it can. Is it profitable? Yes it is. Its EVA is negative though. It's been around the 200 mark for the last 5 years, but it still generates a profit. Furthermore, its enterprise value is low though. My next company is TNT Express. Its current ratio is above 1, but its leverage is pretty low. Can it pay its creditors? Yes, it can. Its asset turnover is about 1.5. Is it profitable? Yes, in a sense, but as you can see, its ROA is negative 2.8. Its profit margin is negative, and the only thing that's positive is its ROE, which is saving it. Its EVA is negative as well, and its enterprise value is negative. This is probably the worst performing company in the express courier service industry. The top express courier service would be UPS, just because it has the highest equity multiplier, which is a financial leverage ratio, which means that it's at 6.75. The highest profit margin, UPS also has the highest profit margin of 7.89, which means for every dollar in sales, it keeps about 7.89% in earnings. It has the highest ROA in the industry. It's at 11.65, so it generates 11.65% in total assets. It also has the highest ROE, which is at 77.35, so that means it generates about 77.35 cents of profit for every $1 of shareholder equity, which is really good. Now to compare the top company from each industry, I'll start off with Grupo Modelo. It's more liquid than UPS, definitely, but it also has a greater current ratio than UPS. It has a higher profit margin than UPS and a higher ROA. It was almost 2 times higher than UPS. But UPS's enterprise value is 4 times greater than Grupo Modelo. So that means that it costs about 4 times more to acquire the company than it would than Grupo Modelo. Its financial leverage is 5 times greater, and it beats Grupo Modelo in the price earnings ratio, market to book ratio, EVA, asset turnover, and ROE. So overall, I would definitely choose UPS as the best company to go with. And thank you all for your time. My name is Abarenov. Have a good day.